Hi everyone, welcome back to 10 Power 100 Karnataka. I am Tejas and I'm here to do a quick video for all those children writing English examinations on March 3rd. I'm here with an excited video for all of you. In this video, we are covering the 80 mark, the toppers papers, and we are going to see what really stands out in these papers, which will help you also replicate the same thing in your examination so that you also aim towards getting 80 on 80 in the English exam. As I have shared in my previous videos, right, it's not very easy to score 80 out of 80 in English. To be very honest, it is one of the toughest papers to score 80 on 80. It might look like an easy paper. You will say that, wow, it's so easy, we can write it. But there are so many nitty-gritties with respect to English, and you need to be very, very careful about those things if you want to really aim for 80 on 80, right? So in the PUC Board website, you have two toppers papers that are actually uploaded from last year, those who had scored 80 on 80 in the papers. So I am showing you an example of how they have written in the paper so that you can try to replicate those things. At the same time, towards the end, towards the second part of this video, I will actually show you a toppers paper from a few years ago, which I felt was one of the best English papers I've seen as a second PUC teacher, right? That was actually a few years ago when they changed, before changing the pattern to 80 marks. It was for 100 marks, right? So I have the PDF of that answer paper also, which in my opinion is one of the best, and I share that with my students, and I feel that all of you should know those tips as well. So I'm here, I will share both the answer papers with you so that you can take away the maximum things from those papers and try to replicate the same in your examinations. So let's start. Now this is the paper that of the student who scored 100 marks last year, right? So let's look at their presentation now. So if you look at this paper, this is the first main, right? So the part A will be your MCQs. I think we have already covered this in a lot of our videos, right? So when you write your MCQs, children, you write the question number, the heading of the mail, then you write the question number in a proper series, leave lines between each answers, nothing will happen, right? So the board is giving you an answer booklet, and there's no harm in filling the answer booklet. Write it in that crisp manner. If you see all the 10 questions one day series and it is coming one after the other, it is in one page itself. Look at the handwriting, it is neat, it is legible, it is not having scratches, and it is written with absolute perfection. The question number is written outside the margin, the option is written, and the answer is also written. So there's a high chance that you will get good marks because you will start the paper on a positive note. So this is the first tip I have for you. MCQs baritarvaga, write it one after the other, write it neatly, don't scratch here and there. I have told this in my previous videos also. Any questions attempted more than once will not be considered for evaluation anta nimge instructions kotirtare. So I would say don't scratch like this and write another answer. If you're writing, write it confidently that's the correct answer anta. Okay, that's with respect to MCQs. Now this is active passive voice. Active passive voice ge, like I said, paragraph na bardbitti correct answer ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬರೀ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡೋದಲ್ಲ. You should write what is the correct answer and underline the correct answer also, no? So this child has written the answers, and in the end again they have written the answers below that as well. So question number correct agide, and all the answers are properly written. Next one is expressions. Gununu ashte, they have written the question, along with that they have written the answer and they have underlined it. You can see it here, no? So neatly they have presented this also. They have not scratched the answer, that is very important. Match the following again. They have written column A properly, column B properly. As I told you in my grammar video, inge draw madadalla important alla. You match the following. Corresponding answers na correct agi baribeku. So first one ge yen corresponding ideo adannu correct agi baradre you will get your 5 marks. Now ishtu jagadalli you can ask me, sir, why can't we write it here? See, presentation is important, children. So there is no harm in writing your 2 markers in the next page. So gap bitre, if there is some space, leave it, no problem. Nobody will question you as long as you are utilizing the space appropriately in the answer paper, right? So next is part B. These are your 2 mark answers. So for 2 mark answers, see, the expectation is that you paragraph or sentences are baribeku. This child has written it in points. I would actually appreciate if you write the answers in proper sentences and not in only points. for getting full marks, right? So write it neatly, write it clearly, and that should be for your 2 marks. And illu ashte nodi, they have underlined the keywords. ಈ ತರ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it is always beneficial for you because you'll get good marks. But for 2 marks, as I said, write in paragraphs or write it in proper sentences al baridre it is good. 2 to 3 sentences anta they have written in the question paper, right? So write 2 to 3 sentences, that should be more than enough. Next one is your 3 mark questions. See, 3 mark questions ashte clear agide answers. Length, it is almost 3/4 page. Handwriting is neat, presentation is neat. The key words that needs to be written are underlined. You can see the points are underlined here. There are no scratches in between. As usual, answer heg baribeko without any mistakes that child has written and without any grammatical or spelling errors the child has written, which is why they are getting full 3 marks in this section also. You can see this answer. This looks perfect, right? No scratches illa, no errors illa. There is no error whatsoever in this answer. Very beautifully answers na small paragraphs alli. Nan 3 mark questions ಮತ್ತೆ 4 mark question video nalli helidini. Don't simply write one full page without any full stop, comma, etc. Right? Paragraphs al baridre it is always good. ಈ ತರ you see here, this is one paragraph, this is one paragraph, and this is one paragraph. So write your answers in the form of a clear paragraph. So that's 3 mark. Idu and 3 mark question. To a foot from its child. Mate, this is from, I believe, books will never disappear lesson in the. Then extra question 3 marks the child bardiyare. Extra question the evaluator will take extra children. So ನೀವು 4 questions ಬರಿಬೇಕು 3 marks ಗೆ. If you have written 5 questions, the evaluator will decide whichever is the best answer, they will take the best marks, right? So I would say always attempt extra. Because you will have the time. If you have studied really well, you will definitely have the time to do everything in a very systematic manner. Next 4 mark question ge, see heading 4th main bardere, question number clear agide, and that entire answer is written very neatly in again paragraphs. Idu first paragraph, there very small description bardere answer ge. Here also there is a good paragraph that they have written. So that much is covering your answers, right? So length of the answers ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, see, for long 4 mark answers you should write extensively, because ಎಲ್ಲ questions you cannot just write only short 1/2 page ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ that is not enough, right? You have to write whatever are the key points that is supposed to be written for that answers. So remember to write the answer with appropriate length. Correct ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ you will get your full marks for 4 marks also. Now this is from On Children. They had asked a question last year and they've written it again in paragraphs properly, without any errors, without any heavy scratching. ಕೆಲವರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, let's say you have to scratch, ಇಲ್ಲಿ they have scratched ಅಲ್ವಾ, what they'll do is they'll take one, they'll shade like this. All of this is not needed. It makes your paper look very ugly. So just one small line if you draw like this, it's enough, no? That is also called scratching. So don't make it look untidy. And handwriting is perfect, right? Like this is good handwriting. Evaluator ge ಓದಬೇಕು, they have to read the answers. They are not simply blindly put in tick marks ಅಲ್ವಾ. So neat agilla handwriting andre not possible. So you might lose marks over there. So this is another 4 marks that they've written, and an extra question for which they have got as an extra marks. Next, reading comprehension passage answers ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಪೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲಿ. ಈ reading comprehension passage ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕು. 30A ಇದೆ, 30B ಇದೆ. So if you are writing A, write 30A. If you are writing B, write 30B and write the answers one below the other. Again, leave lines between each answers. You will easily get your 9 marks. Evaluator will know correct ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇದು ಅಂತ. Then this is part D, grammar questions ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು grammar video ನಲ್ಲಿ I have told you first these 4 questions will come. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ linkers ಬಂದಿದೆ. This child is very good, right? They have written this answer also, they have written this answer also. So ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ರಾಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ and the other one full 4 marks correct ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, then they will take the right answer, the best ಅಲ್ವಾ. So I would always say attempt both the questions, do not leave the questions. Illu ashte nodi, next question allo also do as directed ಮತ್ತೆ changing the finding the errors, adrallunu they have written both the answers and the best answer is taken. Then note making, I have again told you in my grammar video, draw the box which shows that you have taken the effort to write the notes properly, and there is also important to write the sub question numbers properly along with the correct question number. ರಿಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ಗೆ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಬರೆದಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬೀನ್, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಚಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 1 or 2 ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್, ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. right? So if you are able to write it in the minimum capacity without making too many errors, ನಿಮಗೆ full 5 marks ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, as long as it is correct ಅಲ್ವಾ. So that is with reported speech. Then dialogue writing, I have told you in dialogue writing also children, ನೀವು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೀತಾರೋಗ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರ್ದಿರಾ ಆ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ನಾಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. If you don't underline the correct dialogue, please don't expect marks for it, right? Because we will not have the time and patience to sit and see where your answer is. So it is your responsibility as responsible students to write the correct answer and underline it. Then letter writing, I think I have told you two formats helidini. This child has written the resume format, from address, date to address, salutation, respected sir ma'am, subject, reference, same workbook ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 3 paragraph, again whatever is there in the workbook, and thank you, yours faithfully. So format is perfect. Because ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಯೋಡೇಟಾನ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, you have to write resume. Resume ನೋಡಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. You can follow this format also children. Everything is written without any logical errors, right? And this is absolutely very good, and they will definitely get 5 marks for this for sure. So that's it. I think that is your toppers paper, right? It is not very complicated. In 22 pages alle ella bardu mugsidare. This child obviously has a smaller handwriting, but if you have bigger handwritings, you need to write it neatly. Nanige main thing as an evaluator, if I go for English, I will look at your presentation, I will look at the efforts that you have taken to put in that paper, right? That matters a lot. How you are writing the answers matter a lot. How many scratches, how good is your language. If you scratch madidre, what will I understand? I will know that your language is not good. That's why you are making so many scratches. Atha ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, you don't remember the points, so you are writing something and all, then you are confused, you are scratching. So for me as an evaluator, what I am understanding, if you are scratching so much, if you are confused, if you are writing here and there, if your handwriting is not neat, if you are presenting dirtily, it will tell me that you are not well prepared. If you are not well prepared, that is why your grammar is not fine, that is why your language is not fine, hence you are scratching, hence you are doing so many things. But if you are well prepared, you will write well, you will know how to write. Keep your sentences simple and crisp. That's the message that you are telling me as a student, right? So this is last year's toppers paper children. Iga I will show you, like I said, I have another paper for all of you, which is from few years ago. I think this was the 2023 batch paper. This is one of my I would say very strong paper. Idರಲ್ಲಿ that child has got 100 out of 100 children, and it is very very good, very well written answers. So I thought it would be best to share it with you also. Idu MCQs na see very clearly points, marks, answers nella clear ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, neat handwriting ಜೊತೆ. Then aga there were extra mains and all. So all of this is active passive voice, then expressions, linkers, rearrange the sentences. So neat agi, you see how beautifully they have written the answers, underline the keywords, handwriting is consistent ag same agide. Ellu usually hengagutte andre maklu they start writing neatly first 2 pages alli, ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ time iralla, so they start scribbling, they panic and all of those things. But to maintain a consistent handwriting is amazing, right? So this child has done that with great answers. ಈ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನೋಡಿ 4 mark, ಆವಾಗ they didn't have 2 marks 3 marks ಎಲ್ಲ, it was 4 and 6 marks ಅಲ್ವಾ. Just look at the answer quality, look at the introduction that they have written, very well used words, right? I'm just reading out something here. He further compares her to a snowy dove dancing amid a group of crows. Juliet's beauty is so conspicuous that everything around her becomes trivial, just like how darkness has no value when placed next to brightness. The imagery ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, beautiful answers. Introduction is also very good, right? Idu 2 dear the answer. So look at this child, they have written the answer, ishtu space ide, illi innond answer fit agalla, avaga they have used their decision and left that space, and they have written the next answer in the next page, and that is also acceptable alva. Yakandre you are not trying to force fit the answer, sumne jaga ide anta helbiಟ್ಟು ಬರೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, you are strategically writing your paper. So very well done the answer again. These are all the 4 markers. You see the 4 markers around 1.5 page idde ಇದೆ ಇದು. Okay, this is the 6 mark question. Again they have written the number, the question number, and whichever is the question that they have chosen. This is a 6 mark, so it will be a little longer. Then reading comprehension passage question, the main number, question number, and the sub questions. It is all in order, A B C D E F G H proper order al bardidare, which is again brilliant. Then this is reported speech. Everything is written as it is. You see very limited scratches. You see the dialogue writing, again very well written. Dialogue simple ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ and it is very clear, right? This is note making. ಆವಾಗ 4 marks ಇತ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ 2 marks ಇದೆ. Draw on the table and they have written it neatly inside the table itself along with the question numbers. And lastly, job application format is the same, and resume format is also the same format, right? And Konanali, they have written extra also, report writing, and that they had as an extra thing, so they have written that also. Yeah, so this is the toppers paper that I have for all of you, right? So what are you understanding from all of this, children? The main thing that you have to understand is languages, both Kannada and English. You might have seen this in Arlappa sir's video for Kannada also, no? ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಮೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ how well you are presenting your learning in your answer paper. That's the most important thing. If you have studied well, you will write well. If you have not studied well, you will fumble a little bit here and there, and you will make mistakes, which will automatically show that you have not prepared well, right? So write your answers neatly, write your answers in a crisp, clear manner, use your page in the right manner, let your handwriting be neat and legible. Draw lines after every answer. ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮುಗ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೀ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೂ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್, when you write your exam paper, I am sure you will have no it is easily possible for you to get 80 marks, right? As long as you do it in a very consistent manner. Starting early, you have done well, and in the end you make a lot of errors, you scratch, you make mistakes, you make spelling mistakes, grammatical errors. It is very difficult to score 80 in that case. But if you are able to consistently do this from the beginning of your paper till the end, then there is a very high chance that you can get 80 out of 80 in English, which is very rare. Very few people in the entire state get 80 in English. So my hope for all of you is that you will actually, those who are watching this video, those who will actually share this video with your friends, is that maybe we will increase the number of hundreds that we are getting in English also, no? Otherwise it is very less. Usually it is very less. Hands will count ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಜನ they score 100 usually in English, especially in their 80 marks paper ಅಲ್ವಾ. So I am really hoping that these videos will help you and motivates you to try and get that 80 on 80 in English. So I have shared the two model best answer papers with all of you, and I hope you will take away these practices, implement these practices in your exams, and who knows, you might be the next topper for English as well. So that's the hope that I have for you, and I truly pray that you will take this as a strong motivation to do well in your examination. All the very best for your exams, children. Please use the comment sections to write any doubts that you have with respect to presentation or with respect to English altogether. I am happy to come back here and share anything that is pressing and that requires urgent need. We will be more than happy to do that. Wishing you the very best from my end. Thank you so much. I hope you will share and these videos with everyone who's writing the exam. Subscribe to our channel so that you will be able to get alerts and notifications about our videos, so that you will do well in your examination. Thank you so much, all of you. All the best.